ultimately like the greatest to her fans. We can relate to her, and is just ultimately an amazing person, and we want to get to know her.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Kelly Clarkson here, and if you didn't already know that, then you probably realized that you bought the wrong DVD, and I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that. So, for all of you that did want it, this is kind of a sneak peek into my life. A little bit in my personal life, a little bit in my work life and everything. And you get to see me go camping in the studio and just hanging out with friends and everything. And you've seen a bit of this like on TV and stuff before, but this is kind of on a bigger scale. So, anyway, if you want to come along, come this way. I'm a Texan. That's not anything I hide. We're very proud people, and everybody knows that part of me. But and they know Burleson and everything, but they don't really know. I was born in Fort Worth, and I grew up there as well. And I recently just went back to my elementary school and visited and saw some of my old teachers and some people that I haven't seen in a while.
Hey, I got you out of class. That's points, huh? Can I get some points? What's up? Hey, what's up with y'all? Nice to meet y'all. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. Kidding? No. This is my first time to be back here since 4th grade. Come here, give me a hug. That was really cool. Those little kids are so cute.
I hadn't been back to Louisville Merritt, my elementary school, since the 4th grade when I left, so I couldn't believe how much had changed.
I just found out that this was the cafeteria when I went here, but they changed it into the library and made a new cafeteria, which is cool. So, it used to be the cafeteria, obviously, and now it's a library, obviously. So, oh, it's so cute. Oh, and there's people talking. There's a class going on right now. They're reading. They're doing a reading, so we don't interrupt them. Okay, so any clock in my schools, any school I've ever been to, I was always late. But this is where I started being late. And it was usually because of me, but I'd always make my mom late as well, and we'd be kind of running in to class and everything. But, yeah, this is where it started. This is where my tardiness started. But I'm good at my work now. I'm not ever late usually, sometimes. Okay, cool, so we're going this way. But it was cool, though, being back and, seeing, just that clock, reminded me of, so many memories, that school, and, just being in the hallways and everything. And they just all those memories come flooding back. Oh, my God, this is the auditorium. And this is by far one of the most coolest places of this school. We used to play, Jason and I were just discussing, my brother, that when it would rain, because it rains a lot in Texas, they'd bring us in here for recess and people on the ends. You know, it's this game that we played, and you'd skip and see who could get around the quickest and sit in the seats. It was really, kind of a ghetto game. But it was raining outside, and there was nothing else to do. Okay, so I remember the first time I was ever on stage, I just remembered by seeing the back of this. It was Prince, When Doves Cry, with, I think it was Amber Gibson and, God, who else was it? Or it might have just been Amber Gibson. No, it was one other girl. I can't remember the other girl. Maybe Christy Former. But anyway, we did this dance, and I only remember a little bit. We all started in different positions, and I don't remember which one I was, but we were all, looking away, and then we were like, how could you just leave me standing? We started at the chorus. Alone in a world that's so cold. World that's so cold. And it was maybe I'm just too demanding. We did the Roger Rabbit and stuff. We were really dorks. But we were cool then. And I can't remember the whole dance. I just remember it entailed this. And then we did I think we did the kid and play thing, where it was like that, and then we did around in the circle. Yeah, we were really dumb. But I just remember that was the first time I've ever been on stage, is Prince, When Doves Cry.
Yeah, the Prince song, the Prince dance, that was my first time to be on stage, and hopefully he never sees that, because it's very embarrassing. But it was so cool back then, and I was just so cool then. But it was kind of cool. It started reminding me of people I went to school with and everything back then, like Amber Gibson and all these people. And I went back to my first grade classroom to see, that was my favorite teacher, Miss Matthews was my first grade teacher. She was just so cool, and she had my brother, my sister, all of us. And we went back to the classroom, and they told me that she had retired, and she was done or whatever. And she was waiting in the classroom, and that was so cool to get to see her. Oh my God! I didn't know you were here.
I was just calling.
Did you see my brother?
Yes.
Oh, how are you? Oh man!
So
I don't know if you remember us, man, but we remember you.
Oh,
All of us had
I've
you.
already heard about it. I know it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's so great.
Oh, I've been
They told me you
following
weren't
you.
here. They tricked me.
I was at my house, and just 10 minutes ago they called me, so I'm just so thrilled.
Oh, very
to
cool.
have gotten a
My
call.
mom is gonna flip.
Kelly enjoyed everything we did, jumped right in, loved to read, loved to do math. Just a very happy kid and a very cooperative kid, a teacher's dream.
This is Miss Matthews. That's so awesome. So I couldn't skip the gym. We had to go visit the gym because it was like my favorite. That was my favorite class. I just love being active and everything. And we had this thing. We were like really into jump rope, like when we were young and into these competitions. And I have to say, I was jump rope queen. My group always used to be over here. I don't know why we thought this was the cool part of the thing, but I have a mic pack on. I don't know how this is gonna work. But then we used to do these. This was one, and then. Yeah. There were all these different little things that you'd have to do, like running while you're doing it, and then double, and then there was the twist. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Yeah. My pants are falling off, so I can't do that really. And I always thought all the rich kids got to ride up on their bikes and chain them up. They were always so much cooler than I was. I always wanted a bike to chain up, and we couldn't afford one, so. Hey, didn't Foursquare used to be here? Because we used to play it and do like big, bomb, and I don't know if y'all have ever played Foursquare, but that's like a big child's game. But anyway, we used to play that here, and basketball, and soccer. And I'm going to show you the thing where I busted my 2 front teeth out on. Everybody used to fight for these things. It was like so cool. But you used to do this. I slipped and I went, and then I fell and I hit my head. And then I hit my head on this. I hit my tooth on that, and then it knocked him out down here. And I was bleeding all from my mouth. And the funny thing is I don't remember crying. I remember thinking it was really cool because I'd get $2 from the tooth fairy. So that was my elementary school, and close by to that is actually, I've lived a lot of different places. We moved around a lot when I was a kid, but Lano is like my fondest memories as a child. Like, that's like my growing years, like where I learned to do everything, so it was pretty cool. This is my neighborhood. Yep, this is the neighborhood I grew up in as a child. Elementary school those years. Like, all of our friends lived over here, so it was really cool. Just because we had so many people to kind of hang out with, and you had to kind of be creative. Well, I was in the 4th grade, moved to Burleson, and my family, like Jimmy, my stepdad, and my mom, they didn't have any money. And they got me, and I just started playing piano, or I'd played piano before, but I was starting to get back into it, and I really wanted to. And we didn't have a piano, obviously, at the house, or my violin. I had to quit playing violin. I had to quit everything, basically, that cost money. So I couldn't dance. I couldn't do anything. So I just basically sat at the house. And one Christmas, they got, the whole family, put money together, and they got me a keyboard. And I wrote my first song on the keyboard. So I still have the keyboard. But it was just really cool. It was a really cool memory. I'm weirdly close to my family. I'm like this with my mom and I are like sisters. Weirdly enough, I didn't grow up with my sister and my brother, my older sister and brother, just because divorce and everything. And she went with my aunt, and he went with my dad, and I just stayed with my mom. So I didn't grow up with them. But weirdly enough, I work with my brother now, and he's great, and we get along perfectly. And it's like we've been brother and sister forever. It's like we've been hanging out since I was little.